From new faces adding to the already marvelous cast to bone-breaking, brutal action scenes, these are the things you need to know about the upcoming season of Reacher.
No idea.
You weren't close?
Very close. Went through a lot together.
Starting with the anticipated release date. After Prime Video's hit show Reacher came out in February of last year, fans were happy to hear that the show was almost immediately renewed for a second season. I don't know about you, but I definitely saw it coming. This show has a great cast, good source material, a lot of action, and a plot that's bound to stir up intrigue. We can expect more of the same in the second season, along with a lot more screen time for Alan Ritchson. As of now, the exact date of release hasn't been announced. What I do know, though, is that the second season of Reacher started filming in September 2022, and it comes out in spring this year. Given how quickly Season 2 was approved and how well fans responded, I have no doubt that this time will be greater and better than ever. Reacher Season 2 will come out first on Amazon Prime Video in all markets, just like the first season. With so many books left in the Reacher series by Lee Child for the show to adapt, the possibilities with the plot for Season 2 are endless. Before we talk about what happens next, let's throw it back a little bit. So what happened last season? Lee Child's first book, Killing Floor, is what the first season of Reacher is based on. In the sleepy town of Margrave, Georgia, an ex-army soldier named Jack Reacher finds out by accident that his brother has been killed.
You know who this man was? How he wound up dead? Partially covered by flattened out cardboard boxes. 2 9mm 95 grain.
After saying he would get revenge, justice, and payback, he teams up with Roscoe Conkling and Oscar Finley, 2 local police officers, to find a huge underground counterfeiting operation with ties to South America. Several South American groups and the Kilner Foundation, which owned Margrave, gave money and helped with the operation. In just a few days, Reacher turns the whole town upside down, killing a few corrupt leaders, gives Roscoe some closure, and did I mention he looks great while kicking far too much butt? This season of Reacher is based on Bad Luck and Trouble, the 11th book in the Jack Reacher book series. That's right, the show skips 10 books between the first and second seasons. As a book lover, this makes me a little uncomfortable, but I guess I can forgive the choice because it looks like the 11th book is a great choice for a good source. From what we know about the casting, it seems like the series will follow a similar pattern. However, as with the first season of Reacher and most adaptations of books, there are almost always big differences between the writing in the book and the writing in the series. Hopefully, they'll do justice to the books, especially with their stellar cast. So who's on board this time around? Now, the showrunners are being pretty secretive about the cast right now, but what I do know is that most of the regular cast members are coming back.
We need expertise moving hard currency around as a way to ensure those favorable terms.
We have the perpetrators behind bars and on their way to getting the needle.
And on top of that, we also have a few guest stars making appearances. Of course, Alan Ritchson comes back as the main character, even though he is only 6 foot 3 inches tall. Reacher's old co-worker, Francis Neagley, played by Maria Sten, is also back after season 1. Rory Cochrane as Shane Langston, Ferdinand Kingsley as the mysterious AM, and Serinda Swan as Carla Dixon are also regulars on the show. David O'Donnell, played by Sean Sipos, will also be a part of season 2. And that's all the regular cast for the show, but there have been a lot of guest stars set to appear as well. Among these special guests are Dominic Lombardozzi, Luke Billick, Dean McKenzie, Edson Morales, and if that wasn't enough, Andres Cayantes, Shannon Cook, Ty Olson, Josh Blacker, and Al Sapienza are also coming on board. All of these famous actors and special guests are expected to show up in the first episode of the series, though it's possible that they may appear in different circumstances. In any case, it looks like the Amazon Prime Video show is more than willing to go overboard this time around. The cast sounds solid, and I can't wait to see the new additions in action. But even then, I can't help but wonder, is it too risky to skip 10 books? Reacher is taking a huge risk with the way it is going in Season 2 because it is moving away from one of the things that made Season 1 so popular. Season 1 of Reacher was a big hit for Amazon Prime. It was a great mixing of interesting character studies and entertaining crime dramas, and the mystery behind Jack Reacher's character was a key part of this success. As a TV adaptation of Lee Child's first Reacher book, The Killing Floor, the show introduced Reacher to both audiences and the people of Margrave, Georgia. Reacher's past and personality were revealed as the show went on, which was one of the reasons why it was so interesting. Reacher Season 2 will adapt the 11th Reacher book, Bad Luck and Trouble, which is set 10 books after the last one. In Reacher Season 2, if the adaptation stays true to the book, characters like Finley and Roscoe won't be back. Instead, the story will focus on Reacher's former colleagues from the U.S. Army 110th MP Special Investigations Unit, and this will give curious people more information about Reacher's past, but putting him in a room with people who know him well might also make him seem less mysterious. It'll be a huge change, but hopefully they'll pull it off nicely. Given this information, y'all must be thinking, who will he be working with this season? If the show stays true to the plot of Bad Luck and Trouble, Neagley will be the only secondary character from Reacher Season 1 who comes back. The plot of the book was about Reacher and Neagley getting back together with their old Army friends after the death of one of their team members, Calvin Franz. Since Reacher and Neagley spent most of the book putting their unit back together, it began to feel like a story about besties on a mission. But there's more, and this one I'm really excited about. Reacher Season 2 will have a different group of allies than Season 1. Aside from Neagley, this team probably includes Carla Dixon, a member of Parliament who Reacher chose because she was good at math, and David O'Donnell, who had unique ceramic weapons like a knuckle duster and a switchblade. There are also some new characters like NYPD officers Guy Russo and Marsh. This is different from the book because the story is now set on the East Coast. If Reacher's relationship with the police in Season 2 is the same as it is in Bad Luck and Trouble, he will continue to have a tense but mutually beneficial relationship with the police. Sounds very exciting. Now that I've given it thought, some changes in Season 2 might actually work. Reacher Season 2 might lose some of what made the brooding giant so interesting in Season 1 if he is surrounded by old faces, but it will also be interesting to see him work with other former MPs who are also very smart and skilled. Neagley showed in Season 1 how interesting of a person she is, and both O'Donnell and Dixon are interesting people in Bad Luck and Trouble. Reacher Season 2 can be just as big a hit as Season 1, that is if it can find a good balance between having a bigger cast and keeping Reacher at the center of it all, expanding his backstory without trying too hard to explain away his toughness. I really can't wait to watch how they do that. Well, that was all you needed to know about Season 2 of Reacher. Let's hope it comes out soon.